News First, Newsline Prime with Faraz Ali.
About that false start, but anyway, here we are. And this evening, joining us in the studios live from Dawson Street is Mr. Maithri Gunaratne. Good evening to you, Maithri.
Good evening, Faraz.
It's a bit different, isn't it, than doing it in the morning? So just to let you all in on this, if you want to send us some questions, you may do so by SMS on 0772 300 305. SMSs only, please. 0772 300 305. It's straight here into the studio. And let's start off, Maithri Gunaratne, with the speech made in at the United Nations by His Excellency our President, Maithri Sirisena, in which he said that the rest of the world must recognize and respect our sovereignty.
Yes.
Actually, it was no different in that context from what Donald Trump, the world's most powerful man probably, said, and that about asking the rest of the world to recognize the US's sovereignty and their rules and so on.
Yeah.
So finally we have a leader who is saying the right things without fear.
No, definitely, for us, that has to be appreciated. But the fact remains is that His Excellency the President, having formed this government and taken the initial steps correctly, is still seeming to be banking on those without doing the taking the other steps to correct whatever is going on. Now, if you take, democracy has been restored, there is media freedom, all that has come, then the powers of the President has been reduced.
Three independent commissions.
Three independent commissions. I don't know how well the commissions are functioning at the moment.
Yes, and we'll say it and then come back to it. The right to information.
Right to information, all that. But for us now, those were steps which were taken in the first 6 months, most of them. I
think we need to remember that during the run-up to the 19th Amendment, the Prime Minister and so on tried to control the media, and our network had to go to court to stop that.
Stop it.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is, for us now, having taken the first steps correct, now when you take the performance of the government as at today, I mean, no one can be satisfied with whatever is happening today, because the economy is in shambles.
Indeed.
Cost of living is going up.
Absolutely.
Law and order situation is going from bad to worse. From the IGP, the DIGs are getting involved in various crimes where even the President's life is at stake.
Yes.
Right? So when you take all this into consideration for us, I mean, he cannot be happy.
Yes.
Neither can the people of this country be happy of what is happening in Sri Lanka.
And now, suspiciously or not, we are told that the recording of the part about the assassination was deleted. And this chap says that he deleted it because he was frightened. But it sounds all very lopsided and suspicious. It sounds very suspicious indeed. And also, I've got a few bullet points, if you like. And then the first of all is about the right to information. Information has now been revealed that RTI requests, in terms of the RTI requests, 35% of all those requests that have been received, 35% have not been responded to inside of the 14 days.
No, definitely.
And that's a that's a tall figure.
And the other thing is, for us now, even that they don't respond, and when you ask some of the basic questions, they respond saying that they cannot give the information because this is classified information. So with regard to RTI, they are not playing their role, and I of course feel if anyone has not given it, they must be prosecuted.
Indeed.
They must be prosecuted. 1 or 2 prosecutions
will put it all right.
Will put it all right.
Indeed.
Right. Because of that, because there is no prosecutions taking place, they think that they can play the fool with this act.
I think it's a bit like what happened to Lalit Viratunga. However good a man he is or not,
Yeah.
The fact is that once he was prosecuted
Yeah.
and sentenced as well,
Yeah.
it's okay, it's on appeal, but that put the fear of God
Correct.
into all public servants.
So, if they are not giving the information,
Yeah,
and 35% not being given
yeah,
is a tall figure,
indeed.
right? Because what happens is the people are trying to get it under the RTI
Yeah.
to exercise their rights with regard to various investigations or various knowledge they need to get.
Yeah.
And if they are not giving it, it is a statutory duty which the RTI officials are not giving. And I feel for us, the RTI, whoever is in charge of the RTI, should not be a public servant. Because when you are a public servant, what happens is this old boy network starts working there.
Right.
And if it is information sensitive to some government department, they can get on the phone and say, okay, do this and delay. So I feel that a complete independent person, maybe a person who has been in the media, should be put in there as the chairman or the head of the RTI commission, so that no hanky-panky can take place.
Yeah.
And he will know what is classified information and what is the information which should be given.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So RTI is very good, but now if they are slowly, increasingly not giving the information out to the public, then RTI is not going to be good, good anymore.
And here we go, the first of hopefully several questions that have come in to us. And thank you for sending your questions in. Remember, by SMS 0772 300 305, live straight in to the studio here. And we'll take it up provided that the editorial content is met. And it says here, it's sad that majority of the politicians who govern this blessed and resource-rich country since independence have been parasitic on the nation and its people. Even in the current parliament, only a handful seem to be honest. The second and third tier at provincial and district level are even worse parasites. The depreciation of the Sri Lankan rupee started since independence, more so after the death of D.S. Senanayake. The British built infrastructure like roads, railways, schools, hospitals, etc., with the wealth from this country. They did not have to bring money from UK or elsewhere. Ceylon was rich enough then. Unfortunately, even on the distant horizon, we do not see a competent, honest statesman with a vision for the country and commitment to achieve it, to lead this country out of the doldrums. Brilliant, brilliant statement. I honestly don't know who this is, but I obviously have got a number. But what do you say about that sentiment?
He's perfectly correct.
Or she?
He or she is perfectly correct.
Yeah.
Because the words he have used is parasites.
Yes.
Parasitic politicians.
Yeah.
Which is a very appropriate word, I must say.
Which is fair comment.
Absolutely fair comment. And this is exactly what I have been saying all my political speeches and all that this is a blessed country with cursed politicians who have ruled this country and taken it to this level for us. So I don't know. People will have to be careful whom they are voting for at elections.
Yeah.
Because this is not only the politician who is responsible. It is the people who elect these politicians also responsible.
Indeed.
The responsibility goes to the people who elect.
But look at how the people are being hit. Look at how the people are being hit. RTI requests, 35% have been virtually ignored inside that 14-day initial period. Hoppers, yes, hoppers, are up. Plain tea is up. The rupee is down. Cricket is down. And arrogance at cricket is up, right? And 78% of those people that polled by Newsfirst said that the government does not know about what they're doing in terms of the economy.
That's perfectly clear.
Perfectly clear.
Perfectly clear, because some of the statements for us, which are being made by ministers such as Harsha De Silva, Iran Vikramaratne, it's mind-boggling. These are the people who are coming and now trying to defend the dollar, the rupee depreciating.
Yeah.
And what they're saying is it's good for the country and all that. But before this, I remember, in fairness, I must state it, that Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe's stint between 2001 and 2004,
Yeah.
right? The dollar was 105
Yeah.
when he took over in 2001.
Yeah.
And when he handed it over, or when the parliament was dissolved in 2004, he managed to bring it down to 95,
Right.
which I feel was excellent economic management.
That was the old running.
Old Ranil,
Yeah.
right? That it was excellent economic management.
Yeah.
Now, that is a good thing, which he did. And after that, he who came into power? It was Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa who came into power.
Yes, it was 105 when he came in.
When he came in, it was, I think it was 95 for us, because
But here's 105.
okay.
But anyway.
Anyway, assuming it was at 95, because I think Chandrika ran the country for about a year thereafter.
Yes, yes.
And then only Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa came. But
That's right.
notwithstanding that, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe's short stint there, I think there was prudent economic management, and he was able to run the economy in a very positive manner, so that the rupee appreciated against the dollar, and it went down to 95.
I wonder who the governor of the central bank then was.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But, and then when Mr. Rajapaksa took over in 2005 and handed over in 2015, from maybe 95, it went to 131.
Yes.
So his 10-year period saw increment of about 36
About
rupees.
26 rupees. At the rate of about annualized, it's about 2.9%. Yeah.
And then thereafter,
Yeah.
from 2005,
Yeah.
from 2015, from 131, now it has gone to
172. A friend of mine paid 172 at the bank.
We'll say 174.
Yes. Okay.
So that's how bad the economic state is. So if the Prime Minister is claiming that the economy is doing well, I mean, I think there is something wrong. And if these economic gurus like Harsha De Silva and Iran Vikramaratne are coming and saying that the dollar going up is a good thing, they are not being honest to the public.
That's right.
They're not being honest.
They may be honest, or they may better be they'd be better advised if they said, look, we don't really know what to do here because the US rates have gone up. The gap between what we can pay them here is tightening, and therefore there's a lot of outflow. There's a net outflow of foreign investment from Sri Lanka.
Speak the truth.
Speak the truth.
Come and speak the truth.
And the truth is that exports are down.
Yeah.
Imports are up. Now, what they're doing is rather lopsided. They impose the 100% cash margin on LCs for the import of non-commercial vehicles. And at the same time, almost in the same breath, and with utter disdain for the public, they vote themselves able to bring their cars and so on.
Oh, yeah.
And all those limits don't apply to them.
No, another day today, the biggest joke is Harsha De Silva says that people who are leading luxury lives should
reduce their travel.
Reduce their travel and reduce the manner in which they are living. I mean,
is he eating one meal less a day?
No, let him start it. Let him give leadership to it. No, what I'm saying is for us now.
At the Hande where I live, one of the three-wheel fellows told me that he's just down to 2 meals a day.
Yeah.
So I said, which one have you replaced? He said, no, it's not like that. He said, I don't eat the morning, nor do I eat the lunch, but in between I have
correct.
So what he's having is a brunch. Right? And so he said that's because he can't afford that third meal.
No, for us, at least that guy is having 2 meals.
Yeah.
Last weekend I was in Mena and in Jaffna.
Oh, yes.
And I went through and met so many people, so many families.
Yeah.
They are having only, there is a biscuit called Hulang Viskotu.
Yeah.
It's called, I think it's a biscuit.
The rough translation is wonderful. Air biscuits.
Biscuits.
Yeah.
Now, I was told that for 2 meals, most of the people in those areas are having this hulang viscote dipped in a little plain tea,
which has now gone up in price.
Also gone up in price. So technically they are having only one proper meal, right? And the drought is unbelievable. For last 2.5, 3 years, there has not been much rain in that area. All the reservoirs, all the irrigation channels are dry, bone dry. The ground is splitting into, like
which is why we need infrastructure development.
And for us, now
so
I was in Mena, you get the Malvatoya flowing into the sea, right? And
not doing any service.
Not doing any service. People besides the Malvatoya are living as if they are living in a desert, right? So now this is where the government has failed. Not only this government, all governments have failed.
Successive governments have failed.
Now all they need to do is for us either before it enters the sea or upstream, dam the Malvatoya, right, and see that water does not go to the sea. As Parakrama Bahu said, that under his reign he will see that not one drop of water goes to the sea. Right? Who is the leader in this country in the recent 20-30 years who has tried to attempt to do it? Only person was under Mr. J.R. Jawad and a person like Mr. Gamli Sanayaka. He dammed the Mahaweli in 5 different places within 7 years and saw to it that the Mahaweli system, the whole Mahaweli system was started, right? But now when you take Mena, when you take Jaffna, Mahaweli waters have still not been able to reach those areas. But you see water going out of various rivers to the sea as we talk, right?
Without serving the people.
Without serving the people. Or that water can serve the people. That water can serve the people.
Can do.
So these are the things for us where governments have to attend to.
But Maithri, they don't have any time because most of their time they're firefighting after having committed treacherous acts against the
that's
state.
a problem. That's a problem. The present politicians, the parasites are robbing the people. They are robbing the people, and therefore they have no time even to think of what needs to be done. And I'm telling you, for us, whatever said and done, people can. We have been critics of the Mahinda Rajapaksa administration, but at least the roads were built in those areas, and today you can go from A to B because those roads have been constructed then. It must have cost a lot of money. It would have been borrowed at 6%. All that is there, but at least they did some work.
Indeed.
Right? What is good is good. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, everything what they have done is.
You're not getting ready to cross over and join.
No. That's
why you're putting the caveat in.
No, that's what I'm putting the caveat in, and even Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe, if it is good, I have nothing to keep it back. I'm always prepared to come and say what is good is what is good. But other things what is bad, we have to come and tell the public it's bad for us.
Another question from several that I'm receiving. People have to realize that most politicians only serve themselves and brazenly tend towards corrupt practices. Example, selling duty-free car permits for millions but preach against corruption. What say you, Maithri Gunaratne?
For us, no, the selling of duty-free car permits, I mean, this system, this PR system has brought about this selling of these car permits and corruption to the politicians. Because if the person who referred the question, under the PR system, it costs an exorbitant amount of money to do an election.
Indeed.
Right? So once
because
election
you have
has
to
been
campaign, so
the whole
why?
district now from Colombo, you have to go up to Avissavel. From one side you have to go up to Panadura. On this side you have to go up to Paliagoda. So it's a huge electorate. So and posters and various things are very, very, very costly. So government or the members who are elected are entitled to these privileges of a duty-free vehicle and all that. So moment these are obtained,
Yeah.
They have to sell it, or most of them sell it,
Yeah.
because they are in debt. They have to pay the money for which.
Well, that brings us nicely into a couple of things. One is that there is no legislation or proper. There was no proper sort of system in place to control or to be accountable for electoral funding.
No.
There's no system in place.
No, not even.
We need to have a system in place. There's nothing wrong in making a donation out of the goodness of your heart to your party, but it must be done transparently and so on. Now then, we have another question or another message from a member of the public.
Faraz, can I just
Yes.
add to that?
Yes.
Now, one of the good things this government brought in was to change the electoral system.
Yes.
For the local government elections, they did it.
Yes.
Since
but
they lost
Maithri,
it.
it was there's 8,000 people now instead of 4,000.
That there is a problem with regard to that.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But for us, what is going to happen is the type of candidate, the type of MP they are going to get in the next election is going to change.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to get more people, because when this last local government election was held, no one knew about this new system.
Yeah.
Now more and more people are getting to know about it. And I would say maybe 20 to 25% of candidates have improved in the local government bodies, right? So if we start that with for the provincial councils, which they bought the act, and now they are playing hide and seek with the act. Faisal Mustafa brings it to Parliament. He himself votes against it. I mean, this is a mockery, right?
Yeah.
And then now the Prime Minister has taken it over, because apparently he's having a committee which is going to take 2 or 3 months to study this. Speaker comes out and says 2 or 3 months is not enough, so they are trying to delay the process, and they are trying to go back to the old system, that is the PR system. That is a system which is corrupt.
Yeah, which they wanted to change anyway.
Which they wanted to change anyway. So if they are going back to that system, because they know that if they go for an election, provincial council election at this time, that the government is going to get a beating. Yeah. Right? So they don't want to go to come under the new system. They're trying to go to the old system. Then the parliamentary election. Parliamentary election also, they are supposed to have it under the new system. They are the seat by seat.
Yeah.
Right? But now that also for us, still there is no one talking about it.
Indeed.
So what is going to ultimately what is going to happen is, when the parliamentary election is declared, then the government will say, now we need to change the system and try to postpone that election also.
And they'll never get anything done. Now, in the meantime, there's several messages come through. Your guest is wrong. Infrastructure plans were done by the JR and Premadasa administrations. MR robbed. That's a flip side to what you said.
No. I qualified my statement when I said they did the infrastructure development, although there was a lot of allegations against them.
Although there were huge sums
of money, which
yes, the Southern Expressway,
and also I said they borrowed at high interest rates. All that I mentioned. But what I said was it was done, and you can see it. I'm not trying to defend anyone.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is, in the Northeast, just imagine those people what they are going through right now. If they didn't have even proper motorable roads, what their plight would have been.
Now then, another person says that nominated members are not spending a cent on elections, which is true.
Yeah.
But I think the intent of permitting when they created these nominated members, the intent is all being lost. Because, for example, now when we look at Malik Samaravikrama, I'm sorry that it may sound boring to some people, especially the urban elite in Colombo, but facts are stubborn, and that's this, that the real qualification that Malik Samaravikrama has to be in politics at a national level is nothing other than his friendship with one Ranil Wickremesinghe.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
A long-standing friend. But I'm sure you have friends, Maithri, from your school days and so on. But they're not in your legal chamber, are they? I don't know. But I don't think they are. And Malik Samarikma has come in there. What is his speciality? The intent of the laws at the time when they permitted this nominated person to come in was to have a cross-selection of other people who are not...
No, not only that for us. Now, for instance, you take Singapore. Singapore is so developed because they have been able to attract the technocrats to come in, the real professionals, the top guys to come in to run the country.
Indeed.
So now we'll say any party who is interested in running this country in a very efficient manner, then to their national list, they can get some top guys. Now, each national list of the two main parties will consist of about maybe 12, at least.
Yeah, that's what we mean. Top guys as in professional
top guys.
The guys that they know what they're doing.
So if you get them in and you appoint them into key ministries, right? Now, for instance, Mrs. Chandrika Kumartunga got a person like Mr. Lakshman Kadrigama to come in.
Yeah.
Now,
and no one's arguing about that.
Now, Mr. Lakshman Kadrigama, look at the amount of work he did during...
He should really have been the Prime Minister.
Prime Minister. Right? I wish he was. He
would have done a long thing for reconciliation and unity.
Right. Now see, that one appointment, that one person, what a big difference he made for this country. He went and completely turned around the international image we had against us. Right? All the countries, the Western world became our friends.
Indeed.
Right? So when you put a person like that, you make a whole lot of a difference. Both political parties, or all political parties, what they are doing is they are putting their close friends and
And look at what's happened to this country after the last time that Ranil Wickremesinghe trusted another friend of his by the name of one Arjuna Mahendran, Singaporean national and all that business. He was, in spite of everything that his colleagues in the new cabinet said about Arjuna Mahendran and their concerns about him, he came there and he was appointed there. He robbed the Supreme Court judges at the inquiry, at the Bond Commission inquiry, held that Arjuna Mahendran had acted mala fide in the interests of Perpetual Treasuries, a company which eventually partly owned by his son-in-law. And the CID have got evidence in court in the matter of Aloysius Palisena and others versus the state. In that thing, they have got evidence that Arjuna Mahendran received at least 3 checks from one of those companies. in that group.
Yeah.
And it came back to his account to settle his credit card bill according to what was said in court. Now, nobody wants to talk about the fact that this man, who's so close to them, who acted in the FTA with Singapore, Malik Samarikma confirmed that Mahendran had something to do with that agreement.
Definitely.
Right?
And that came out accidentally.
That's right. It came out accidentally in a press conference. So it's all absolute tosh. Malik Samarikma, it's time that he went home and stayed home and left national politics well alone and left it for the elected people to do.
Not only Malik Samarikma, for us, I think 95% of these people in the present cabinet should be sent home.
Indeed. Right. Well, we are fast approaching the time that we are supposed to finish. And here you go. There's another question. Is Malik a lawyer? Businessman? What qualifications does he have? GCSEs?
Only qualification he has is Prime Minister's classmate.
Yes, and he's probably got his O-levels, hasn't he? Well, he's probably got his A-levels. He's a counter. Anyway, so that's the lot for this evening. And Maithri Ratna, we'll have to keep a watch. Can I ask you, are you a betting man?
Pardon?
Are you a betting man?
No.
No. Right, well, would you like to wager, hazard a guess then? When will the dollar-rupee rate reach 175? There you go. That's a question for Next week.
Next week.
Maithri Gunaratne says next week. I'd like to hear your views, ladies and gentlemen. Get on that phone of yours, start SMSing 0772 300 305. Tell us when you think the dollar will become 175 Sri Lankan rupees. On that note, Maithri Gunaratne, thank you very much.
Faraz. Thank you.
Take care, have a great night, and God bless.
News First, Newsline Prime with Faraz Shaukatali.